Hello, my name is Andrea Garcia, and my persuasive speech is going to be on pit bull equality. In 2013, President Obama made a statement on breed legislation, breed-specific legislation, which are laws enacted to restrict people from owning certain breeds of dogs in their area. Obama had made a statement saying that he doesn't support it and that any dog can become aggressive if they are bred to be aggressive intentionally or unintentionally. So I'm an advocate for pit bull equality. I have researched extensively about the breed and cases of aggression, as well as common misconceptions of the breed. I think it's important to understand the history of how these dogs earned their vicious reputation, a reputation that originated from people wanting to use them for fighting and aggression rather than man's best friend. So it's time to advocate for these dog breeds that never stood a chance just because they're big and built. Today we'll go over 3 main reasons why people see these dogs as vicious. These reasons being that their past purpose for being bred and the faulty statistics of dog bites and dog attacks, and laws that are in place to maintain the bad reputation pit bulls hold. We'll also be clearing up misconceptions along the way. So I'll begin by mentioning the main problem, why the pit bull is deemed dangerous, and how to correctly raise a pit bull. So in 1889, the original American Pit Bull Terrier was bred for fighting, and that carried on through the 70s, little by little, or the media started putting bad attention towards these dogs that weren't based on science. So they would say things like they can hold 5,000 pounds of jaw pressure, and people, it instilled fear in these people towards these dogs, and it also brought unwanted attention from bad people who wanted to use these dogs for violence. So violence is taught, it's not natural. So, according to the American Pit Bull Foundation, dogs are a product of their environment as well as their genetics, just like us humans. They've been bred for many different jobs over centuries. However, they've primarily been bred for family companionship, and they need to be treated with compassion, and pit bulls are no different. So, according to the ASPCA, the reality is that dogs of many breeds can be selectively bred or trained to develop aggressive traits. Therefore, the responsibility should be placed on the owner, because dogs require a commitment to proper socialization, humane training, and conscientious supervision. So just because a dog is bred for a specific purpose in the past doesn't mean it can't be bred for another purpose. So according to the service dog certification, despite the stigma attached to pit bulls, they make great service dogs. They're really big and built, so they can pull wheelchairs, they can be stability for those people who have mobility issues and people who have balance issues. They're also very loving and loyal in nature, so they're good for people who suffer psychological and psychiatric conditions such as PTSD and depression. So it's important to understand that the characteristics of these dogs is largely determined on how they are raised. If you raise a dog with aggression and isolate them from positive human interaction, there's a highly likely chance your dog is going to be aggressive. And it's not just for pit bulls, it's for all dogs. These are the service dogs. Now that we've pointed out the problems largely having to deal with ownership, let's talk about the faultiness in reports of bite reports and dog attacks. So according to Nat Geo, there's over 320 million people, 77 to 83 million dogs, and people who've studied these dog bites at the CDC, like Jeffrey Sachs, has says that most of the cases, the fatalities of these cases, the breed identification is not accurate. So just because a breed looks like a pit bull doesn't mean it is a pit bull. So if people see these dogs, they see them as being aggressive, and when they attack, they see a big head and they see a muscular dog, they're going to call it a pit bull even though it's not a pit bull. So those are faulty statistics. And according to the American Pit Bull Foundation, bites and attacks, they're always an effect to a cause. So pain and fear are the two leading causes. For example, in 2005, at Charlotte, North Carolina, at an animal hospital, a technician was trying to find the bleed in an ill pit bull, and the pit bull was unconscious, and he began seizing, and he broke the skin of the technician, and that was written off as a dog bite rather than them caring about the circumstances. And that just kind of it doesn't help the dog's reputation because the dog didn't mean to bite him. So like cases like that, it matters about the circumstance. So now that I've mentioned the common misconceptions of the breed, the faulty statistics, I'd lastly like to mention the breed-specific laws and why they're not the answer to our safety, but rather laws that protect the breeds from harmful environments. Bringing back the statement from President Obama, if you raise an aggressive dog intentionally or unintentionally, then you're going to get an aggressive dog. So the simple fact is that dogs of any breed can become dangerous. So the CDC has noted that many other factors beyond breed types may affect a dog's tendency towards aggression. So these are breed-specific laws. Legislation. So an alternate I found is breed-neutral laws, which are laws that call for breed-neutral dangerous dog laws that focus on the behavior of the dog owners and their pets. So these are better because they hold the owner accountable. They put laws in place that make it cheaper to get your dog neutered or spayed, which decreases their aggression. They prohibit chaining or tethering or any unreasonable confinement, and they are enforcing these animal cruelty laws, and they're overall beneficial to society. So the more we hold owners accountable for their dog's behavior, the less likely dogs such as pit bulls will be placed in an unfit environment. It'll also help pit bulls have a better chance of equality and get rid of the bad stigma. So as I end my speech, I leave you with the simple idea that if we rethink and look past the bad reputation of the pit bull, you will find that they're no different than any other dog. They're lovable and bred for companionship, as well as service. We can enforce laws to protect these dogs from abuse, which can unfortunately, we must enforce laws to protect these dogs from abuse, which can lead to aggressive behaviors. To conclude, there are three main reasons why people tend to oppress the pit bull breed, but these can be overcome with public knowledge and making the owners accountable. So today I talked about the importance of raising a pit bull for the purpose of companionship, not to trust faulty statistics unless you've read the circumstances, and to not support breed-specific legislation, but rather breed-neutral laws. Remember, pit bulls are not monsters. They shouldn't be treated any differently than your average dog. With your help, they can be more accepted in our society and protected against from people who only see them for their physical strength. Thank you.